review, I'm also going to be doing some Rose. So despite appearances, I'm actually a bit of a Star Wars fan. So I'm just going to talk about season 2, just because that's what has just finished and that's what's sticking with me. So for timeline, right? Andor is right before Rogue One, which is right before episode 4, aka A New Hope. As the name would suggest, focuses on Cassian Andor, although there are a lot of characters in the show that get a lot of development. Just a real quick summary of season 1 in Andor. There's a lot of characters, but the main ones I would say are Andor, Luthen, Dedra, Cyril, and... So season 1 is kind of building the rebellion and the idea of a rebellion. So you've got characters like Dedra and Cyril in the Empire. Dedra's one who's trying to make her own ambitions shine through. So she's a real dominant hand in the Empire. And then you've got people like Cyril, who's also, he's fixated on Cassian, who killed 2 Empire people at the start. But they've all got their own focuses, right? And you've got the Rebel side, the Empire side, you get to see a bit of everything. Back when season 1 came out, I'll be honest, I was indifferent. I could definitely appreciate the writing and the character development, but while it was good, I was never truly enthralled in the show. And everyone was praising this like, oh, this is the best Star Wars since Disney took over. And not that there really is a lot of competition, I'll be honest, but I really wasn't getting all the praise. Like, I'm like, sure, this is a good show, cool characters, definitely had some good moments, but there was just so much dialogue and exposition that at times just felt a bit slow and boring, and I kind of get that that's the kind of direction that the show was taking, but that's briefly Andor season 1 in my opinion. Season 2, okay. I watched the first 3 when they came out. I think I watched 4 and then maybe a bit of 5, and then I'll be honest, I dropped it. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll watch the rest when the rest comes out, because I was just honestly really bored. I think sometimes when you've got so many different side plots you kind of carry, are going through maybe slow parts, it just feels a bit sluggish. And to me, I was just like a bit clocked out of Andor, right? But then a few weeks passed and I saw people really hyping it up and I'm like, whatever, I'll watch it. So I went back and rewatched 4 and 5 because I kind of was clocked out. And I watched 6 and I still was like, it's not bad. I really can't get into this. But then, episodes 7 through 12, honestly might be some of the best Star Wars since Star Wars. And I think it has to do with finally, like everything was finally in motion from all these different plot points. A lot of massive payoff for all these sluggish scenes all at once. You know, I was saying there's a lot of slow points for a bunch of stories at once. Now there's a bunch of high intensity things for everything at once. So for those 6 episodes, 7 through 12, so much is happening. I wish episodes 1 through 6 were just condensed into low-key 2-3 episodes, just because so much of the stuff that happened in these episodes, like one of the things was Cassian and like this Rebel Alliance in the forest type thing. And I don't think anything really important came of that. Mon Mothma marrying off her daughter. We don't really see that again either. It's just a lot of randoms. Like, they're not random because this was all led up to, but they just kind of ended there and that was it for those parts. And if they cut it and then made more room for stuff later, minor spoilers approaching, the fallout after the Gorman massacre. So basically, a lot of this season is coming to light that the Empire is building the Death Star. And we all know the Death Star. That's another thing with these shows. When you're part of like a big franchise, sometimes I think it's a disservice to you. Like in the episodes I found boring, I think because it's Star Wars, you have this kind of expectation. And also you kind of know what the Empire's already capable of. Like if you've seen the movies, they literally destroy entire planets. So we know they're pretty bad people. We know they're kind of bad, okay? But then on the other hand, like it's cool to see what the average like non-Jedi, non-important person really feels and what they go through during this whole Empire takeover. And it's kind of sad and scary to see half this stuff. And I feel like one of the more powerful scenes where Mon Mothma is kind of the only one that talks out about the Mormon massacre and actually calling it for what it is just a mass genocide of these people, because the Empire has been using this planet basically, they need it for its resources. They've been trying to stir up commotion to make it seem like a justified attack. And Mon Mothma is basically the only one that says, Senator Palpatine's the evil, blah, blah, blah. And that's what leads her to her escaping everything. A lot's happening, okay? Because this is such a character-driven, plot-heavy thing, it's kind of hard to condense into these little reviews. So I would say, if you don't know what I'm talking about, and I've sold you on the show, maybe watch it and come back, and maybe it'll make more sense. But with that being said, if I was to give Andor a TLDR, I would say season 1 to the beginning of season 2 is, if you really enjoy heavy character focused shows, you'll really like it. If you don't, if you're more of a lightsaber duel type person, you probably won't like the show. I really could not believe how much I love 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I was like, I don't want these to end. This was so hype. Give me more. Give me more. I'm fiending for Andor now. I'm a fiend for Andor. But with all that said, Andor collectively gets, this is hard. This is a hard rating. I think I'm going to give it an 8. 8.4. There's no force in Andor. Thank you for watching. As always, stay sexy, everyone.